Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Coming to you live on this beautiful summer day. It's here. We're finally out of the winter zone of Chicago at Slidewhistle.
Hello, it's your boy, Immunization. We're aware that it's not actually summer, but like whenever it gets nice, we always say, we have this like bit where like, it's summer in the city, baby.
Summer in the city, baby, and that includes place that I am. Hello, I'm Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag, and you can tell we're in summer season because I have to shut all the windows and turn off the AC so it's not blaring in the background. I'll be getting more naked and wetter with sweater as we continue.
Oh yeah, dude, get that sweater wetter. And if you want to hear about sweaters getting wetter, check out our Patreon. We recorded an episode where we talked way too long, or maybe not long enough, about the Pope's potentially circumcised penis or not. Dig into it at patreon.com/do-not-relent.
It brought about discussions of what you would hide in all those extra folds. The exact opposite of what I was hoping would happen.
Immune is grimacing. I don't think he has anything to add to the subject. You made the artwork. I don't know why you're the one grimacing.
I mean, I wasn't really grimacing. I just don't really know what to add to it because like, I feel like, I know for a fact that if I was a kid that had a sweater, I would not put anything in it. So like, I'm very confident about that.
Hey, this is okay. You're giving away free content, or that's a nugget for them to chew on. I think we can talk about that more. Maybe every After Dark should just be about that.
Well, I know one thing that I would hide in there. This very nice review that was left on said episode from Patreon by my good friend Sugar Bear. Sugar Bear says nice things about RPGs, both J and W. And then says, oh, and I want to give you guys a 5-star review, but I listen on Pandora. How's that? No shame, but I didn't even know that was still a thing.
You know, I signed us up to like have our show on Pandora probably like 3 or 4 years ago, and then I forgot about it. And I like forget about Pandora in general, and I just like forget that podcasts are on Pandora. So yeah, it's very interesting.
And then he follows up with, it is only a thumbs up, thumbs down. So this is my 5-star review. 5 stars, best WoW-based podcasts out there. I've tried many, most are too serious. But you guys take the important stuff serious, but you still keep it fun and enjoyable. Thanks, with a smiley.
Let's go, Sugar Bear. I got a nice shot of the Kraken here, left over from our WrestleMania party.
As do I.
I'm just gonna take a big sip of water because I'm trying to slow down with the silly stuff. My therapist says it's not helping.
What do they know? As I take my shot. Thanks, Sugar Bear.
Let it be known I drank too much water and almost choked, so I still got that lovely shot experience. I think the last time I took a shot was at said WrestleMania party, and you saw what happened. I'm clearly out of practice.
It was pretty funny. Immune's locked up like a crystal. He's frozen. He's stuck in the amber right now.
Yeah, I use that toy that Slide likes to use during Raid. The one that makes you into like an orange crystal. But no, the shot went down wrong. They like didn't even... It burned my throat a little bit. Because like I got stuck and then like came back up for a second. So like, ugh.
What you need is Rage Up to come save you from the amber. And then you can repay him by putting your taint in his face. I had to quickly think about whose taint was going where, but I believe he would save us and then we would sit on him.
I was going to say, it feels weird that I'm being attributed to the amber, but I guess we were the ones using the amber because he would jump on us. He didn't make us get in the amp. God, Rage Up, please come back. This is this story is probably like, how old is the story now at this point? Is this 10 years old?
10 years old at this point.
I think we just need to be the Rage Up that we wish to see in the world.
I try every day. Hey, if you're a listener on iHeartRadio, let me know. I would just love to know. Because, like, I go through and I set up, like, oh, here's a weird podcast media. I say weird, but, they're all viable. I'm just curious. Me curious. You, listener. All right. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. They fucking did it. They're skipping Warlords of Draenor remix for Legion.
We thought they might do it. We were hoping that they would be brave enough to do it because it's the chronological order that would make sense, but I feel like in the back of all of our minds, even though we are like staunch Draenor darlings, we love Draenor, we wanted it, I think we all knew that they were probably going to skip it, right?
That whole thing is funny to me because, yes, at PAX Boston, they revealed that Legion Remix is the next one coming, and I felt like we already knew, but then I looked back into the annals like I was looking into the Avatar state and realized the only reason we thought we knew was because it was like, the end of the roadmap is green! So it felt weird to, like, not be surprised. And then people are like, why aren't you surprised? It's like, the graph was green. Come on. We all saw this coming.
And to be honest, it is a smart business move because they saw how slow they're being moving things along with current story mode stuff. So they're like, let's give them Legion and keep them appeased. If they were to announce Worlds of Draenor Remix, the internet community would throw a hissy fit because they're all a bunch of fucking pussies.
Pussy!
I feel like when they inevitably do release WoD Remix, I think one of the rewards has to be something that either is like an additional or like an enhancement of the selfie camera. Maybe one that has like additional filters.
See, this is why they didn't do it. This is why they can't. They know they can't, which is sad. I will say, so like, when I first heard about this, I wasn't that excited, if I'm being honest. I'm like, I lived through all of Legion. I mean, obviously, you know, with the raid tiers, we were kind of in and out for. But like, I did all the artifact stuff. I for my character, I beat the Mage Tower. I got the secret appearances for things that I wanted. But this is interesting because they announced that there were going to be new remix features. And I'm like, okay, like, you have me on board with that. And they said, wouldn't it be cool if you could do Mythic Keystones with the wild item scaling of Remix and see how far you can go? They think it will be really fun for players to find new ways to completely break that system. So Mythic Plus will be fully available in Legion Remix.
That's crazy. So is it Legion Mythic Plus dungeons then? Which is interesting because like we kind of have had a little bit of practice on some of them because they've been in rotation or like they've been ones that, or did they already do this? Like, wait, I forget. When was it that we actually had like a Mythic Plus season that was some of these dungeons?
I couldn't tell you the exact season, but we have definitely gone through.
I know Darkheart Thicket was on the docket for a while there, like late Dragonflight.
Yeah, Lord Ravencrest's place. What the fuck's that place called?
Blackrock Hold.
Blackrock Hold,
Black
and then
Rook.
also Black Rook Hold. I feel like we always do this, and we've acknowledged it on the show too. So ignore us. It's a bit at this point, obviously.
And then the one where Night Elf children play in the dark.
Oh yeah, that was
Was
one.
that a thing?
Vault of the Wardens was one. I think so.
And then Azamune was saying
Neltharion's
Neltharion's Lair.
yeah.
Oh, I love throwing the fish. That is exciting. That is exciting. But get this. They know that everybody's a Mythic Key person. And so this is really what's got me interested here. For those players that find more enjoyment in the open world, the team is excited to try a new experiment in Remix's more closed system, including a new increased difficulty world tier inspired by Diablo. It's called the Shatter Timeline, where, quote, everything went worse. It will challenge open world players in new and exciting ways. Basically, you can press a button and make the open world harder, which I will say, I remember very clearly doing Legion open world content and being scared shitless of every single elite mob on the Broken Isles.
Yeah, I also remember this. I don't know if they were just stronger then, we were bad then, or some combination of both. I feel like every new expansion, the open world, at least at the beginning, is kind of hard. But I agree with Slide that I feel like Legion in particular felt hard for longer or harder. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, I just remember the Broken Shore kicking our ass. We went to go kill some demons. Now, see, that was Warlords, wasn't it?
That was Warlords. Come on, remember things. Or it was Legion pre. Maybe. You know what?
We definitely said
many
it in
people.
both.
Yeah, so many people have been attributed to killing some demons.
Yeah, including us now at this point, honestly.
That man's name is lost to time. So it's interesting. I'm just glad that they're obviously they're trying different things over there, because Pandera Remix, like, it was okay, but at a certain point it was just like, okay, well, everybody has to wear one certain thing, and like, whatever, put on your whatever lightning power, and back to the point to where Mop Classic is happening right now, and I don't care, which is weird because I've always said that, like, I would play Mop Classic, but I'm like, I think Remix kind of killed my vibe for trying it, which just sounds bizarre to say.
So I wonder if they will do Legion Remix, and then do you think we'll eventually get WoD Classic?
Oh my god, you cracked the code. They're not doing WoD Remix because they don't want to spoil your appetite for WoD Classic. And the best part is, if they legitimately do WoD Classic, not a single person would have an issue with them attempting to do the things that weren't added in that were supposed to be. Actual Auchindoun, actual Farallin, that weird island that we're supposed to go to but we didn't go to. If they can do whatever the fuck they wanted, because it's an alternate timeline, quote unquote. They can add they could bring back Rakish. We could have a raid boss fight. We could do anything, and we're like, yes, we'll eat it up.
Yeah, like they could legitimately, and they probably should, just add the raid that was meant to be in Shadow Moon Valley over to the side, right?
Why the fuck not?
You know, I mean, we are the Draenor Darling truthers here, so, like, obviously we are just, like, spewing this out of hope. Copium, even, I don't know. Okay, so I don't think that they'll actually add a raid, but I do think that WoD Classic is actually going to happen, and I do think that Legion Remix is to, as Slide said, like, make it so that we don't get, like, both WoD Remix and WoD Classic within, like, a short period of time.
And I think people would be interested in WoD Classic. It would just be the steepest, like, fall off ever. Like, people would get all the way to Hellfire Citadel and be like, that's great. And the second you beat Hellfire Citadel a couple times, it's like, okay, time to leave forever. Like, I guess WoD's biggest crime was the fact that it left you with nothing for so long. So if you know everything you're getting, it's like, wow, what a fun time to get all the way to the top. And goodbye.
Which is why I think, I'm going to go on record, if they're brave enough to commit to WoD Classic, they will do an additional raid tier. They've been doing it in Season of Discovery. They've been learning how to make new shit. They can easily put whatever the fuck they wanted in WoD Classic.
I agree, and then I also do think that WoD Classic would be well received, because I think WoD was well received up until, as Aaron said, the end period where people were just stuck doing nothing for a year, was it? Something crazy like that.
Basically, so you know how when we started playing, we got to do Tanan Jungle right away. People, they didn't have a Tanan Jungle. They didn't have that for a while. They were just using base lands. They were just hanging out in Gorgrond, and oh, I love Gorgrond, guys. Oh, I can't wait to go hang out with Pound Fist and slap his butt cheeks a couple times.
You want to pound Fist's ass?
I just want to smack it. I don't want to pound it. I really think if you put something between those steel iron butt cheeks, you're asking for trouble, because he's gonna bring them together and just sever whatever's in there.
He just snapped that shit right off.
You wouldn't even know either. You'd be like, huh? What the fuck was that? He's a fucking big idiot.
Everyone can mount Pound Fist, whether they have the mount or not. The question is if you'll survive.
Okay, if they do WoD Classic, they would have to bring back the garrison and ship tables, right? Would they scale them back? Like, how would they approach the tables? Because that's really where tables began.
I feel like they have to, because it was such a big part of the expansion, and I think maybe this is crazy. If this is crazy, tell me. Maybe what they could do then is either make it slightly different or make it so that it could directly contribute to your one in retail, so that it doesn't feel like it is a waste to contribute to it in WoD Classic.
See, that's the problem. See, I don't know if that works. I think that's bad. I think it's a bad design. But I kind of think anything is a bad design. If they would have to shorten it. They would have to make it easier and not as good.
not make it so that like you have to wait like days to do things.
Especially if the whole thing has a shelf life of maybe 2 months. I can only run Gorgron blockade so many times, guys.
Yeah. No, they would have to find a way to shorten the garrison process and give you more things up front right away. It's the only way it would work, because I don't think people would want to commit to being in the garrison for that long when they know in their head how long they were in garrisons back in the day.
Yeah, so maybe what they would do is just like give it to you at some point in the storyline, and then just at some point when you're leveling up, it'd be like your garrison's level 2 now, and just like without you having to do anything. And then when you level up again, it's like here's your max level garrison, and just give it to you.
Hey, Blizzard, if you're looking for Warlords of Draenor Classic testers, you know where to find us. We're right here. We will give you honest and straight up feedback, because we want to do it so bad. Please, baby, please do it.
Please. I have no integrity. I'll do anything you want. I'll say anything you want. You can buy me out so easy.
Come on, man, just do it.
Pounds on the vents. Ian, please.
Please.
Crawls into the vents. Ian, let me in. And this also begs the question. Back to the Legion remix. Okay, it's been long enough, right? They have to let us do all the artifacts, right? Would they, if they're gonna give us the mop mounts, are they going to give us the secret Legion artifact? Can I get Rainbow Kitty as a Pharaoh Druid? Will I be able to access the locked away knowledge that's been gone for a long time?
No is my answer, but I feel like they will give you an alternate color scheme of it. Probably they'll give you this. Obviously, I'm just talking out my ass, but I feel like they would give you a mop remix version of it, which would probably be additional colors. If I'm like that, that's my prediction at least.
I guess I don't see why not. I don't see why it's been so long. Do you even know which artifacts are special anymore? I couldn't tell you, and I own, like, okay, for the Demon Hunter, it's the one that's fire, I guess. But, like, I don't know why it's been so long. I think we're well within the range of time that has passed to give out those appearances. Nobody gives a shit anymore, I don't think. If I don't care, then no one else should care.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a counterpoint to what I even just said, that like they gave like, was the Werebear one of the ones that was an artifact one, or was that just a Mage Tower, which is also Legion, right?
That was a recolor. It wasn't the original one. It's the same form, but the colors are like fell.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. That like the fell Werebear was a recolor of the artifact that then that recolor was obtained through the Mage Tower. Is that what happened?
Yes, so you kind of actually backed up your own point with other evidence.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying things. I don't really know what they'll do. But my official stance, I guess, would be that I don't think that they would allow us to access exactly as they were the artifact ones that are effectively feats of strength now, even though you're right. I don't know exactly which ones I have that are that, or if I even have any, but like, I don't think that they would do that just because I feel like there would be a lot of outrage about it if they did.
Aaron, what do you think?
All I know is I want them to keep in that ugly fucking Fail Malorn sword that just comes off some guy in Suramar. I want a new generation of people to just be killing blue guys for days and hours just to get the ugliest skin you've ever seen. Please, Blizzard, keep it in.
Keep it in. Also, how would Suramar work? Would they speed it up? They would have to speed it up, right? It was kind of slow.
They would have to fucking speed it up. That shit was time gated.
That shit was time gated like months.
Literal months. Like, it took like, we are not joking, you listeners. It was like legitimately like a 4-week ordeal.
Do I get to do Withered Army training? Because I kind of want to, but I can see why they wouldn't.
It's there. It probably drops actual interesting things now instead of like power-up stones.
Wow. You know, I'm actually more interested talking about it than I thought I would be. Who knows? Maybe I'll dip in.
The thing is, I know I will dip in. I might even go to the deep end because I very much so dipped into Mop Remix, not to the level where I got all the cosmetics, but like I made a pretty decent dent in it, and like I never played Mop like live, so like I feel like I actually will, especially if it's released when a time when things are like kind of slow. I feel like I'll go pretty hard on Legion Remix.
We'll see what the cards hold, or if you're a big fat liar.
Whoa! Frankie Muniz! I was going to say, like, which star of Big Fat Liar would you want to be? But you would not want to be Amanda Bynes, and you would not want to be Frankie Muniz. It's Paul Giamatti.
You know, why wouldn't you want to be Frankie Muniz?
He got into a car wreck, and he can't remember the
Did
first
you know that that's
20
actually
years.
not true?
That's
not true at all.
That's like the one thing I know about Francis Muniz.
Apparently, that's a myth. Frankie he's like, no, that's not true. I remember everything. He goes, people really went far with that. It's kind of like a Marilyn Manson rumor where he was in a car crash, but he did not lose memory of the show.
Do you think that Marilyn was driving the car? He was driving the race car, and Francis said, "Thanks, Marilyn." He said, "Watch me do this." And he said, "Eyes on the road, eyes on the road."
No, you can't do that.
In addition to this lore, do you think Leah Michelle was in the passenger seat trying to read a map, and that's why they didn't know where they were going?
No! What's that red sign? What red sign? She didn't know it was a stop sign.
You're not the boss
Thank
of me
goodness
now.
you saved us with one of your Agent Cody Banks' secret tricks, Francis.
I'm so skeptical that they're doing a Disney Plus mini-series reboot of Malcolm in the Middle. I've seen the commercial, the bad commercial.
Oh,
I just
no.
don't.
Who's in this thing? Did they get
Literally
Francis?
every single person other
Wow.
than Dewey. Dewey has resigned his life. He said that he hasn't been spotted in. He hasn't been seen on camera by anybody since the show ended. And his name is Eric Pursullivan. Recently, he was spotted. Paparazzi took a picture of him and said, "The first picture of Eric Pursullivan in 20 years." I'm like, leave this man alone.
Was he just doing like everyday activities?
He was walking out of his front door to go get groceries. I'm like, so you know where he lives? Like, what do you mean?
If you literally know where he lives, how is it a big ordeal that this is a new photo of him?
I will say they are saying that everyone's back except for Dewey, and that they recast Dewey, which that's gonna be weird if they have everybody the same. I hope they go for a complete a big fat Mexican guy. Just go all the way crazy and just make it very clearly not Dewey, since it isn't Dewey. That's so Malcolm in the Middle that it'd be pretty good.
I was just gonna say that I feel like you might disagree, but I feel like if there's one character that I had to not have the original character be cast, it'd probably be him. Maybe that's a hot take.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're talking to you said that to a Malcolm in the Middle expert. I've seen every episode. I watched it when it was happening live on TV. We'd gather around the television, tune in. If Dewey's ears are so if they don't have a big-eared fucking person pretend to be Dewey, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, I'm just saying, I feel like it's better than being oh, we couldn't get the mom, we're recasting Lois. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they should just do it like Fuller House and be like, Dewey's doing a successful modeling agency in New York and can't make it to the show. Just shade them the entire time.
Or do it like Roseanne and say that Dewey did secret pills she got from someone, or he got from someone at Planet Fitness, and then OD'd and died.
Dewey's fucking dead.
No!
It's such a shame, Hal. You were supposed to keep him from the fentanyl. But he went and he sniffed it all.
Honestly?
And then Hal runs away in his speed suit. I'll never stop until I can find the man who sold my Dubert that fent.
Honestly, that'd be peak. They could do it. They'll find a way to make it work. I'm just excited. I gotta see Stevie. I gotta see I am in a wheelchair. That's all I want. Okay, anyway, back to the World of Warcraft. These shots are taking control of the show, folks. We can't control them. It's Sugar Bear's fault. Blame him.
And give us another review if you enjoyed it. I don't know.
We gotta talk about, guys, how we are currently in Turbo Boost Mode.
Okay, so I asked Slidewhistle on the side yesterday, and I said, wait a second. I don't know if I'm just a little aloof. I am. But have they always labeled what is currently happening as Turbo Boost? Or is this just like something they sprung on us? Because I was like, wait, what the fuck is Turbo Boost referring to here? Or is this just something that, like, just when the patch came out, everyone's like, oh, we're going to refer to this as the Turbo Boost?
I guess if there's any patch theme that you can just skip past all pleasantries and be like, you're getting super boosted, kid, it's the Goblin one. Like, I feel like when the Bronze Dragons opened the Time Gates and we were going to go do a Mirdrasil and go to the Emerald Dream, a Green Dragon wasn't going to be like, you're fucking super boosted, kid. It's just like the winds of change are carrying you. But I feel like now we're allowed to just be like, yeah, you boosted. We put the nitros on your XP bar.
Honestly, I didn't even think about it from that angle, but that is pretty true because, yeah, we definitely haven't used this verbiage before, but also I don't think anything like this has ever happened before. They've never extended gear tracks, have they? Or am I completely wrong in this?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that they have. And that's why, like, I had to clarify. When I turned the Slidewhistle, I was like, okay, everyone's talking about the Turbo Boost all of a sudden. And I was like, is the Turbo Boost, does that refer to, like, the fact that we can upgrade our gear more? Does it refer to the fact that we have, like, uncapped crests? Does it refer to the fact that we have Dieners now? Is it all of the above? Or is it just, like, is the game currently in a state of Turbo Boost?
Well, I can assure you, doing my dailies, they do not feel turbo boosted. I am still going around my 2 spots for the Flames Reckoning. Although I would like to clarify, everyone, I said that you don't need to do the every hour quest. It does get you like 500 XP every time you do it.
I kind of wish you didn't tell me this, if I'm being real.
So if you're all about that base, no treble, go ahead and do it. I can tell you we still have a lot of time that we're not going to be doing much, and you only need to get to 10, so just do it if you happen to be around.
Nah, I ain't doing that shit. That shit was lame as fuck. I'm not going back there. You have to pay me. You couldn't even pay me to go back there. Unless you did WoD Classic.
I have been occasionally returning, and I'm at 7.5, and I'm like, this is great. That means I have maybe like a week and a half tops and then I'm done. I'm free. I don't need to do this shit anymore.
Torturing yourself to be, what's the title you're getting?
I don't even know. Like I said, I'm just doing this all for a purple cat that I will buy and then never use because you can't use ground mounts anymore thanks to dynamic flying.
You gotta have your links.
I feel turbo boosted as fuck. Just the caps being uncrested already is so nice because like I would
the caps are being uncrested.
The caps are uncrested. I would log into WoW. I would convert all of my baby crests into runed crests and convert those runed crests into gilded crests. And then I would do a delve or 2. And then I would be crest capped like within an hour of Tuesday. Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, honestly, it got to the point where like I would do like a key or 2 like on reset day, and then I would be like, oh, I have some baby crests that I can make into infant crests that I can make into toddler crests that I can make into like adult crests or whatever. And then like, yeah, I would do that, and then I'd be capped. I was like, okay, cool. I was like 2 dungeons in. I'm like, okay, I can upgrade like a piece of gear twice or like two of them once. And I'm like, oh, okay.
But now it went from being like, okay, well, I got no more crests, no more power gain, to being like, holy fucking shit. Now you've extended, so every piece of hero gear and myth gear has 2 additional tiers. That's 30 gilded crests for max level because it's 15 per level. I was doing some math earlier, which I don't do math very often. I've already spent 150 gilded crests, which is nearly double what I would be getting from reset. I still need about 285 plus like maybe 70, whatever that is. I didn't do all the math. But if I get like 300 plus crests, I can have all my shit maxed out, which is crazy because I'm going to have that in a week.
It just is nice to know that we can just spam dungeons or whatever and like actually work towards it, because like for a while here we were just doing dungeons and there were times when like I just wasn't getting any benefit out of it, to the point where like, I am Valor Stone capped even, and I can't get any additional gilded crests for doing these. So I'm literally just doing this for the love of the game and to try to improve my IO, or to try to, get all of our 12s or get all of our 13s done, so that, or whatever. But another thing that is contributed to the turbo boost is that we can transfer our Valor Stones to our alts, which is okay. It's a little annoying. I think the way you have to do it is you have to go on your alt that needs the Valor Stones and then press transfer and send them from another character to the one. I think, like, I don't know if it's bugged. I don't know if that's the way it's intended to be. There also is, when you transfer them, there's a 20% cost that they take off 20% when you transfer it.
So this transfer system, is it through the currency window?
Yeah, the way that it's through like when you press C, you open your currency, and then that at least that's the way that I've been transferring it. I don't know if there's another way to do it.
I've never pressed C to open the currency tab, you freak.
I was going to
How do
say
you fucking
that
do it?
The first bit is you cannot send them around. You need to, this is for any kind of currency, you need to be on the recipient and then you just filch it from other people. But this 20% stealing business, I wonder how they go about, like, is there just like a red number that's like, you lose 12 if you send X amount out?
Yeah, so like I would get on Garage, and then I would be like, I want 500 from Immunization, and then it had a number where it would be like, this is how much it will take from Immunization.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't tried yet. The way that I get the currency tab is I open the rep tab, and then I just click the one button underneath that, and then it says currencies, and then there it is. Yeah, unbound C for being a button I press, because I hit it by accident sometimes.
I mean, I do press it by accident. Like, I am in the middle of a key, and then I open my character window. So I'm, like, in the middle of trying to, like, DPS some mobs, and then, like, Metalloid appears, like, to the side of my screen, like,
hello.
And I'm like, oh, get out of here.
Thank you for the fit check mid-fight, friend.
It's great, though. I think this is good. We'll see how long it lasts. I mean, we have her Horrific Visions coming next week, so this is actually probably really good timing. I was 671. I'm 673. And I have so much more crests to go. We're going to be destroying content, I feel like.
I don't know why they led this patch with the fucking Flames Radiance and didn't give us anything else for X amount of weeks. I just feel like it's been so fucking boring waiting for anything. Even just give us the fucking turbo boost at the beginning of this patch, too. Like, that would make it a little more exciting, but I digress.
But speaking of exciting, we have gone and done and did it. We officially have the raid on farm. We're actually, because of a silly trivia going on tomorrow, we're recording this on a Wednesday, and we have the freedom to record it on a Wednesday because we went and just slam jammed the raid all in one day. I guess we did use a bunch of cheats and just got one guy and then went to the penultimate boss forward. But still.
Yeah, everyone in the guild officially has AOTC, which I'm thankful for. It was honestly stressing me out a little bit because I was like, a certain number of our raiders are only there for the first night, so like I was like, I feel like they need to get AOTC soon because like we've had it for a few weeks now. I just feel like it feels bad, you know? I mean, I guess it's effectively on them for not being able to make the most common raid time, but I don't know. I've been feeling bad about it.
And speaking of everyone getting AOTC, the Brodsky 50/50 Classic was officially called, and I hate to let everyone know, none of your boys got any money.
I'm sad I missed it. I was too trying to figure out what was wrong with the dishwasher that I forgot that it was raffle drawing day, and I come back and I'm like, wait, somebody already won? I missed the wheel spinning?
But also, we got into the raid group, like, technically before raid time, so I feel like we need to have an official announcement of the time of this raffle. They just said the day and said around raid time, so they didn't give us an official time, so I am a little peeved that I missed the wheel spin.
It's fair, but I think everybody was in Discord. And you normally do join the group last, if I'm being honest.
Why am I going to join early?
I mean,
To hear about the local weather, I can't say that anything really too juicy goes on in the first 10 minutes, but I'm there. I show up at 45 minutes ahead of time to sit there in the entranceway and kind of just play pinochle for a while.
yeah, I think it's to like speed it up, but then like we usually have people who aren't even there until the time after. But like usually Rosh or cynical when we had them.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, like, I'm always ready to raid right at the 45 mark. It's just that, like, I joined the group at, like, 43, and then I'm like, hey, summon, please. And then I get in there, and then I'm ready. Like, I don't know. maybe it's BM, but I am a BM hunter.
But all of this to say, congratulations, Kojax. I'm sure you spent at least half of that fixing your gear after Muggsy pulls.
He doesn't even know yet.
Yeah, he was not even present. Also, I was really sad because I was like, well, I got like 30 tickets, maybe. Like, I'm nothing. And then Lynn pulls up the wheel, and I'm like the 4th or 5th biggest pie. And I was like, the dream's still alive, baby. I'm in this thing. Let's go. And then he proceeds to spin it 7 times. The first time for real, the other 6 times just for fun.
What?
And not once did I win. You won twice.
Why did he spin it for fun? I'm glad I missed the for fun spins.
he just wanted to see because I think he was like, I was doing some test spins and you'd be surprised. It wasn't giving you the same people over and over. And then he was like, maybe I shouldn't have done those test spins. It probably ruined it for those people.
Yeah. Who was the first person it landed on? Was it me?
Well, yeah, it was
First
Kojax
person was
won,
me?
and then Kojax won. He was the first person. But you were the winner of both the 1st and 6th fun spins.
So I would have won if the fun spin was a real spin, is what you're saying.
Yes, and if for whatever reason Kojax is like, I'm not there, give the money to someone else, you would be the winner.
Well, we knew he wasn't going to be there. You probably had him muted, but he said last week that he's going on a fishing trip. That's why we didn't do achievements, because he goes, is there any chance you guys can wait to do achievements? And Lynn was like, yeah, we can wait. Because he's literally on a boat with like his kids, just throwing lines, not even aware that he won 2 milli gold.
Oh, I got the vibe it was like him and his buds like getting drunk on a boat fishing. But I mean,
maybe it's him and his kids getting drunk on a boat fishing.
Him and his buds.
Yeah, just his buds.
I will say though, Kojax was an excellent person to win the raffle because he is notoriously a guild bank donator. He drops 500k into that guild bank every so often. So something tells me he'll probably put a chunk of that back in at some point in the future, which pays for all of our repairs.
I mean, but also like this whole Brodsky raffle already has been paying for all of our repairs. So like, honestly, thanks again, Brodsky. This has been such a success. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, I edited the guild message of the day today while I was at work, and I specifically, I was like, Kojax, congrats on winning the Grand Galagio giveaway. You can thank Brodsky for cooking up this idea in the first place. And then I was like, and you can thank Lynn for making an Excel spreadsheet and making the entry thing was pretty intricate. I mean, probably not that intricate. I'm not an Excel user. I mean, he probably knows better than I do. But I was like, oh, he's doing like formulas and shit for this? Like, that's crazy. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was pretty cool. I mean, Lynn is a big Excel guy, so I'm not surprised.
So, hopefully we do it again. I don't think it'll be as grandiose as it's the Galagio. It has to be. But even just like anything, it's still fun. But man, that AOTC pool for everybody else, the group number is so precise that we were so unable to do it. We had some like low ass wipes, 1%, 5%, 10% wipes. But once we just lost a single DPS, once Nuss was like, I'm gonna step up for my buddy Ash to give us 9 DPS, we literally, the damage scaling went down drastically. Like, I could feel myself not needing to heal as much because he just weren't taking as much damage.
Yeah, we said as much the last time it happened, the AOTC 2 time. But yeah, it went from nail biters that we kept losing to, I think in the end, maybe like 3 or 4 people beefed it accidentally. Maybe someone fell down a hole. But it was not even an issue. Like, I was looking at my phone as we we beat them.
It was crazy. I'm glad we're done. There's an alt raid happening today, but I'm like, I'm taking the day off. By taking the day off, I mean I'm doing keys instead. It's gonna be a little awkward, but also like I don't know. It's a free day.
Yeah, I mean, so as Slide said, like the guild is doing an alt run. It's not mandatory, so yes, I will not be doing the alt run. I will probably be doing keys as well.
I don't think anyone is doing the alt run. If I'm being honest, they have 7 DPS signed up. That's it.
I will be sitting in a field. If Horrific Visions are coming out next week, that means I have a couple days in the weekend to just fucking get Flames Radiance done. I will sit there and I will read a little book, put something in my other monitor as I just wait hour after hour to get the points.
I don't know how you do it.
Because I'm a proud sentry. I put it on and everyone looked at me and they were like, you poor boy. Like, what I'd almost prefer assistant professor, you goofball.
That's a pretty good title.
You don't see it a lot now because kids these days don't even know archaeology was a thing.
Immune, are you going to be getting the triple threat title?
Hell yeah, I will be. I feel like this title is made in particular for me. As listeners of the show know, I have 2 mains, my hunter and my priest, that are both on a decently high level, and lately I have been running things on my druid as a tank, and I've gotten a few 10s out of the way already on my druid, and they felt pretty easy, especially when like...
man, it's a mythic thing! I'm an audience surrogate, so I didn't know what this was, but I was like, I'm willing to be triple threat, but if it's a mythic thing, I'm done! No one wants to do that shit with me!
I honestly think you could, if it says it's only 10s. 10s feels so easy at this point.
Yeah, so the achievement is... so the triple threat achievement has 3 sub-achievements, where it's get every dungeon this current season done at like time 10s of all of the dungeons as a DPS, as a healer, and as a tank. And then if you do that, then you get the triple threat achievement, and the title or reward is it the triple threat or is it triple threat name?
It's the triple threat.
Okay, so look, immunization, the triple threat or whatever. And I wonder, so I assume it's account wide, even ones that aren't necessarily associated with it. It's gotta be, yeah.
It would have to be just by the how it works.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, I get paranoid about that for some reason.
Oh, I'm actually reading here. No, it's you have to do it for one character. It is exclusively druids and monks.
And paladins.
Oh, and paladins. There you go. See, that's like a fourth of the things. Come on, focus up. I guess you have a druid, so that's easy enough. Wigglestein, we got to do a lot of work in the lab.
I think this is gonna make me dust off my paladin and get him ready. The shield dropped off the Gallywix, so like the stink shield that does damage is really good for tanks. And I was like, I'll pass, so Lynn can have it because whatever. He's I'm not doing that much damage as a healer. I got mailed to me a warband version of that same shield. That was my karma for passing. It wasn't the Mr. Pick-Me-Up trinket that we went to Sprocket for after raid, but it was the champion shield for that one.
Mr. Pick-Me-Up trinket does not fucking exist. I think it's like a government psyop.
Yeah, I've been rocking a champion version for the entire expansion. Unable to get the... I mean, this is what the dinars are for. I popped my dinars, got my 671 Mr. Pick-Me-Up, and I'm like, this is it. This will do. This will do.
I was sad with my dinar. I looked up BIS items, and which, by the way, one of them was the shoes that I gave to Nuss. Oh, like a fool! Why? I got them. I earned them. I won them in raid. And then I looked, and it's like, oh, you got a new part of a set. And it was the most warlocking thing I've ever seen. So I was like, oh, this must be like warlock set. That's weird that it allowed me to give it. So I gave it to him, and I was like, here you go. These are warlock shoes. And then he was just like, okay. And then later I'm dinaring, and I'm checking on Icy Veins, and it's like, those are the best shoes you could ever own. And I almost threw up.
You gave your shoes away, and he cut off his feet.
Oh, no. It wasn't even a gift of the Magi. It was a gift of the Magi. I gave it to him. He cut off his feet and ran away, and then that was it. So I ended up going with just a good ring.
Oh, the Jaster?
Yep, the Jaster's Jewel. It's just a very good ring. And I said, oh boy, how cool.
It is a very good ring, at least.
What makes me laugh so much is that, like, I think every single person in our raid needs that ring. I got it in my vault as a resto shaman, and I'm the one fucking spec where that ring is dog shit. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I get the very rare ring, and I have to pass it for a socket. This is booty.
We also haven't seen a single one of those rings drop in raid, have we?
But we haven't killed
I
a lot of galleries.
I didn't know it was a thing. When I looked up, it was like, yeah, make sure you get Jaster's Jewel. And I don't pay attention to rings and trinkets and stuff unless they're funny. But I was like, Jaster's Jewel. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, for once, a very rare item ended up being very rare. But speaking of very rare, it's been a minute, I think, since we've spun our beautiful wheel to determine our sexiest NPC ranking list, power ranking list. Thanks, Sugar Bear.
I do believe I've dusted off this wheel properly. I think I removed the ones that we've already done previously. I also think I've missed posting a week's update.
You
so
did,
I will just,
and I didn't want to actually you. I didn't want to beat your balls in public, but
Beat 'em.
I was patiently waiting.
You could also beat my balls in private. It doesn't need to be in public.
Yeah, punch him. I'll watch in the corner of my chair.
I legitimately forgot. So this will be a double update, I guess. We've also not been great about doing this every week, so.
I mean, things to talk about. Also, I'm looking at this list. I know who we're getting. I'm excited to see him come up. I know he's coming.
Well, here we go. I'm sending it.
Boo! A hottie, a proper hottie. I wanted a silly guy.
We got a real bilf here, a bird I'd like to fuck.
Ooh, I'm gonna wait for her. I guess I should say the name. It's Aviana, the wild god of birds and such.
I mean, she's literally
She's looking
hot,
good.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's just attractive. It's not good comedy. She's just very attractive.
Yeah, out of the ones that we have that potentially we have to place on this ranking of 1 through 65, I feel like she is just kind of objectively more attractive than a lot of them. So I feel like she's definitely top half, maybe even top third. I think easy top 20 in my book, probably.
I'm just going to read her description right now. Aviana is an ancient, the mother of harpies, and mistress of the mother tree, Gahanir. Mistress of the tree. Guys, come on. She's number 3, right? She's got to be fucking up there.
I think her bird face keeps her out of the top 3, but I mean, who's at 4?
So currently our top 4 is Zoval, the Imp Mother Agatha, the Borealis Rowers, and Fangly Hoot at 4.
Knock that bitch down.
We're knocking down Fangly Hoot again?
Yeah.
I was about to say, get my owl girl in there to hoot, knock Fangly Hoot down.
It's surprising we're this many weeks in and Fangly Hoot is still 4. I mean, I know we skipped a couple weeks, but goddamn, put her at 5.
Okay, so we have put Aviana at 4, and Fangly Hoot has dropped down to 5. Should we spin it again real quick?
Yeah, spin that. What do you mean? Should we?
Yeah, of course. I want a funny one. I want to talk about fucking a little thing.
God, dude, we're getting meatball. I feel it. Hilbrand!
Get your golden showers ready because Mr. PP himself, Hilbrand, is up. Oh my god, you were so quick with Hilbrand.
You know, I was ready. I actually am very, very sexually attracted to Hilbrand, so I had this bookmarked.
I'm sorry, why is he Mr. PP? Why is the son of a king from Tazavesh Mr. PP?
Why don't we take a look back from 3 years in the past? A big part of the Hilbrand boss fight is he will stand above you, raise his hands, and coat the floor with some yellow stuff.
Oh shit. Oh no. Alright, you're right. I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum, you're right.
Do you?
I feel like we're...
For anyone out there, Hilbrand might be into water play. I also believe we said we would open our big buttholes and put them on his horns. There was a real humdinger of a joke I'd have to remember for Hilbrand, but I distinctly remember using that Scandinavian accent and be like, I'm gonna put the drips on ya.
He has other people
coming in. He's peeing on everybody. What a dude. He's so free.
Okay, it's coming back to me because yes, he is one of the bosses in Tazavech, the Veiled Market of Stormheim, and if you don't solve his little puzzle, he pees on you and it's coming back to me. He drowns you in his piss.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that he is he's attractive. I will say, like, we don't ever see him without his armor on, so that's probably why we immediately jump to the fact that we will ride his horns.
Honestly, is he number 5?
Okay, so then the problem here is then, like, our top 5, as we said, is Zoval, Agatha, Rowers, Aviana, Fangly Hoop, but then at 6 we have Skill Commander Emberthal. So I think then we run into another problem here. So, like, where then does he fall here?
Am I overestimating his hotness because he's peeing on us?
I think we need to go a little bit down. I think 8, because it rhymes with great, which is how I feel after he pees on me.
Okay, I'm okay with 8.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Put him at 8. Hilbrand, the pissmonger, is number 8.
Also, if you flip 8 on its side, it looks like 2 circles to represent the 2 guys he summons that help hold you down so he can pee on you. You're going to love it.
There you go.
want to open your mouth to catch the drips.
Give us one more. Give us one more. It'll be a quick one because it'll be a bad one. Watch. I just know it.
I'm going to see this guy and I'm just going to say a number.
Who the fuck is this? Oh, I know who this is. Who is the last one? Who's it almost on?
MC Farala? That was the Hearthstone event lady.
Okay, but this is Pieces of Hate.
Pieces of Hate. Everyone's favorite opulence that was just out in a field.
Honestly, this one is probably the most deserving of a number because he's not opulence.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. This is one from Plunderstorm?
Correct.
Yes, he shows up at like the 6-minute mark, and if you kill him, you get lots of goodies. Or if you're me, you hide in a bush and you shoot magic balls as people fight him.
Okay, I'm looking at some of our lower contenders here, because like can I make the executive decision that Pieces of Hate is a little bit lower on this list? Is that fine?
Oh, for sure. He's an elemental made of gold who's not opulence. He's not the OG. He's just a copy. So sorry, you're not that hot.
I almost think that, like, speaking of elements, I think Sobriety is hotter.
He's at least promoting something he stands for. Sobriety is like, yeah, be sober. So are we thinking 46 or 48?
I'm thinking
49?
Immune, what do you think?
I think that Pieces of Hate is potentially like low, but Adara is someone that like we barely even remembered, so like I feel like maybe like it's above Adara.
Wait, how low do we go again? What's our lowest number on this list?
65, which I believe
which is locked in. At,
it is Webster,
literal child.
Okay, I 64 honestly then, because Pieces of Hate is a fucking elemental, and if we need to swap him up to put someone else down there, we can just swap him out. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm cool with it. Like, in the same vein that we just put Fangly Hoot at number 1 in the first episode of this, like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Put him down there. Put him down there. What's even worse is I can't even see this guy because they refuse to let Growlina go into Plunderstorm. Fucking Hatsune Minikyu has to hang out with him, and I don't even talk to her anymore.
Hatsune Minikyu. All right, now it's time for a quick top 2, bottom boot, medium moot. I'll kick us off this week.
What do you got for us?
I've got a medium moot.
Medium moot.
It's a combination of 2 things. One, big fan of being able to upgrade all my shit. Big fan of Gilded Crest being uncapped. But what really brings it down is that all of our appliances are breaking at once. You know, yesterday we missed the raffle wheel for the Grand Galagio giveaway because we were looking at dishwasher error codes because our 15-year-old dishwasher's taking a shit. And then today, the sink hose snaps off, and then right after recording, we gotta go to Home Depot and figure out what sink hose we're buying to replace the whole installation.
Yeah, it's been quite the ordeal.
So, you know, some give and take. That's really it. Aaron, what you got?
Well, unfortunately, I have a medium mood as well.
Medium moot again.
As well, moot.
And it's going to be that what I'm doing in the following days here, I'm going to be out in that field, getting my final 2.5 Flames Radiance points. Not going to be fun, not going to be too interesting, but hey, it's not all terrible, because I mean, it should only take me a day or so, and then I'm done. I can say goodbye forever.
Honestly, that sounds like... I guess being out there sounds like a boot, but being done with it sounds like maybe a toot or a high moot. So I guess I understand.
Speaking of understanding, I want to understand what you are all about, Immune. Please give us our final TTBBMM.
Well, I have a top toot here.
Titty toot.
And my top toot is for the turbo boost in general.
Turbo boost.
I just feel like it's a great thing for the current state of the game, because I feel like a lot of us just kind of feel like we're looking for something to do. So I feel like it's the proper thing for at this point our mains, so that I feel like it just makes everything that we're doing feel more rewarding. So I feel like that is a good thing. And then also, as a side top two, Slidewhistle and I applied to a Mythic raid team.
Oh yeah, are we gonna hear back? I think they might be too adverse to couples, and I don't blame them. We've seen couples destroy a group before, but they don't know.
This is true. We applied to one called the Stinky Rats, which I think was a really fun name. So,
Beans, I'm really hope you guys are a couple of stinky rats, the stinkiest and rattiest if ever I've seen. I sure hope you guys can make it in.
I know, but I feel like we probably won't, since we haven't heard back yet. But that's okay. I just wanted to put it out there that we have officially applied to become Stinky Rats.
And speaking of stinky rats, just kidding. These are clean rats. Them being rats is not the bad part. It's the stinkiness that is bad. We're talking about our patrons, our $5 ones to be specific. They are Ahoy Vince, Azarin, Digital Dave, asking Gralina to say, for the Horde. Misket the Orchidee Orc. Mitch, who wants to remind everyone that Rathion isn't daddy, he's a literal child. Crucifix, Alternator, Saracen Hawk, Justin, give me back my PhD, Arcane. Remy. I'm still standing. Yeah. Kick Puncher, Baba Booey McGee, Sugar Bear.
Time is money, friend.
Dr. Foster, Grumpy Old Shaman, Jerome, Ollie, Adorno.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Losing the Patient, Gershie is going to East Hills. Duff the Horde Pooper Cooper, Calcus.
They took our jibs.
They took your jab!
Cilantro, New Patron.
No, patron. Bom, 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 bom.
Yes.
Alex A. If you want to reach out to get a fun special name, just let me know. And also, if you went to U of M's architecture school with a guy named Adam, also let me know. I'm his brother.
Bum, bum, bum. I'm his dad. Hey, son.
Vanderlyle. Have a nice day. And Will, a.k.a. Tyre, Trade Chat's fallen father.
Hey, DoNotRelent.com. Check us out. Send me an email at navarracoffin@gmail.com. I'm locked in, not locked out anymore. Also, if you have any art you like to buy and you're a scammer from, I'm assuming, another country, stop emailing us, you bitch. You're not fucking buying any of this shit.
They also stopped replying to us. We were being funny. They
realized it wasn't real, that we were joshing them real quick. But what about you guys? Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or on Blue Sky at Immunization.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at thebigacheesy on twitters.com. And usually I'd plug my Twitch, but I'm taking a sabbatical for a little bit. I shan't be streaming for a bit, but tell you what, keep your eyes open, your ears to the ground, because I'm sure I'll return eventually.
How they gonna miss you if you don't go away?
Exactly. Well, what's it called? Being missing makes you like me more.
Yeah, baby.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. There you go. I thought about it. I used to read books.
Beans are good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. All right, we're fucking leaving. We gotta go to Home Depot and buy a new faucet. See ya.
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts. That was a very good wish.